Good morning. Today, we're bringing you a story that's sending shockwaves through the global auto industry and could affect car buyers, workers, and businesses around the world. Honda, one of the world's most recognized automakers, has been forced to halt operations at 3 of its largest car factories in China. This isn't a planned pause for upgrades or routine maintenance. Instead, it's an emergency response to a crisis that's been building for months, a severe and unexpected shortage of semiconductor chips. The assembly lines, once bustling with activity, now stand eerily silent. Machines that usually hum with the sound of progress are idle, and unfinished cars sit motionless, waiting for the vital components that never arrived. The shutdown, which was initially expected to last just a few days, has now been extended by 2 more weeks, keeping production at a standstill until at least January 19th. For Honda, this is more than just a temporary setback. It's a stark illustration of how a single missing part, a chip no bigger than a fingernail, can bring an entire industry to its knees. These chips are the brains behind everything, from engine management to safety systems and infotainment, making them absolutely essential to modern vehicles. The global chip shortage has exposed a critical vulnerability in the automotive supply chain. Even a powerhouse like Honda, with its vast resources and decades of experience, is powerless when a single component is missing. The company's ability to build and deliver cars depends on a steady flow of these tiny, high-tech parts. The impact is immediate and far-reaching. Without chips, even cars that are otherwise fully assembled can't be completed, tested, or shipped to dealerships. Rows of nearly finished vehicles are now parked inside the factories, waiting for the day production can resume. The effects ripple outward, touching not just Honda's own workforce, but also the many suppliers who provide parts and materials, and the thousands of customers eagerly awaiting their new vehicles. For workers, the shutdown means uncertainty and lost wages. For suppliers, it means delayed orders and financial strain. Customers, too, are feeling the pain. Many have already placed orders and are now facing longer wait times, with no clear end in sight. The shutdown is a vivid reminder of just how interconnected and fragile the global supply chain has become, especially in an era where technology is at the heart of every new car. The crisis is not improving as quickly as many had hoped. Honda's reserves of critical components have been exhausted, and the company is now at the mercy of global chip manufacturers, who are struggling to keep up with surging demand from multiple industries, not just automotive. Every day that the factories remain closed translates into mounting financial losses for Honda and its partners, as well as growing frustration for customers. The longer the shortage drags on, the more difficult it will be for the company to catch up with backlogged orders and restore normal operations. This situation is a wake-up call for the entire industry, highlighting the urgent need for more resilient supply chains and better contingency planning. For now, all eyes are on Honda and its next moves as the world waits for the chip crisis to ease. We'll be following this story closely, bringing you updates as the situation develops and exploring what it means for the future of car manufacturing worldwide. So, what are these semiconductor chips causing all the trouble? Think of them as the tiny brains powering nearly every modern device, from your phone to your car. A single car can contain over 1,000 chips, controlling everything from safety systems to infotainment screens. Without the right chips, a car can't function, even if every other part is ready. These chips are highly specialized and not interchangeable. If a specific chip is missing, the assembly line stops. That's why the shortage is such a massive roadblock for automakers. It's not just a missing part, it's a showstopper. The global chip shortage began with the COVID-19 pandemic, but its roots go deeper than just a single event. When the world went into lockdown, industries everywhere were forced to make tough decisions about their future. Car manufacturers, in particular, braced for a steep drop in demand, expecting that people would stop buying cars during uncertain times. As a result, automakers slashed their chip orders, thinking it would help them weather the storm. Executives and managers met to strategize, cutting costs wherever possible, and reducing their reliance on suppliers for components they thought they wouldn't need for months. Meanwhile, chip makers quickly shifted their focus to the booming consumer electronics market. With millions of people working and studying from home, demand for laptops, tablets, and gaming consoles skyrocketed. Chip factories retooled their lines to keep up with this new surge, prioritizing orders from tech companies over car manufacturers. But then, something unexpected happened. Car demand rebounded much faster than anyone predicted. As restrictions eased, people rushed to buy cars, whether to avoid public transport or to take long-awaited road trips. Suddenly, automakers needed chips again, urgently. The problem? Automotive chips are highly specialized. They require unique designs and rigorous testing to ensure safety and reliability. Unlike generic chips, they can't be produced overnight or easily swapped from other industries. Car companies suddenly found themselves at the back of the line, unable to secure the chips they desperately needed. Production lines stalled, and unfinished vehicles piled up in factories, waiting for just a handful of missing components. Building new chip factories isn't a quick fix. It takes years of planning, billions of dollars in investment, and a highly skilled workforce to bring a new semiconductor plant online. The result? A massive supply chain jam. Car makers are left scrambling for chips, while foundries are already running at full capacity, unable to meet the sudden spike in demand. Shipping delays and logistical bottlenecks only make things worse. This shortage is a direct result of miscalculations, rapid shifts in consumer behavior, and the slow, complex nature of chip production. Every step, from design to delivery, is intricate and time-consuming. That's why, even today, the chip shortage continues to disrupt industries worldwide, reminding us just how interconnected and fragile our global supply chains really are. Honda's shutdown in China is just the latest in a series of global setbacks. The company has faced similar chip shortages in North America, forcing production cuts at key plants. Modern car manufacturing relies on just-in-time delivery, making it highly vulnerable to delays. When chips don't arrive, assembly lines stop within hours. The disruptions show that even the best supply chain management can't overcome a missing critical part. The problem isn't regional, it's global, affecting factories from the US to China. Honda's struggle highlights how a single shortage can disrupt operations worldwide. This is a systemic crisis, not a local hiccup. Modern car manufacturing is a marvel of precision and coordination, relying on perfect timing from thousands of suppliers scattered across the globe. Every single part, from the smallest screw to the most advanced computer chip, must arrive at the right place, at exactly the right moment, for the assembly line to keep moving smoothly. This intricate dance of logistics is what allows automakers to produce millions of vehicles each year, meeting the demands of customers worldwide. But what happens when just one link in this massive chain breaks? A single delay, like the recent chip shipment issues from Nexperia, can bring the entire process to a grinding halt. Suddenly, the flow of production is interrupted, and the consequences are felt immediately, not just by the automaker, but by everyone connected to the supply chain. These chips are often highly specialized and proprietary, designed specifically for certain car models. That means finding quick replacements is nearly impossible. Automakers can't simply swap in a generic part. They have to wait for the exact component, which can take weeks or even months to arrive if there's a disruption. When a shipment is late, automakers face tough choices. They might have to store unfinished cars in massive lots, waiting for the missing part to arrive. Or, in more severe cases, they may be forced to shut down entire factories, sending workers home and halting production altogether. Both options are incredibly costly, not just in terms of money, but also in lost time and damaged relationships with customers and suppliers. The impact doesn't stop there. The disruption ripples backward through the supply chain, forcing other suppliers to pause their own shipments. Idle trucks and empty loading docks become a common sight, as factories up and down the line are forced to wait. This domino effect can disrupt entire industries, causing widespread delays and financial losses. In fact, just one missed delivery can paralyze a multi-billion-dollar industry. The scale of the problem is staggering, with losses quickly adding up to millions or even billions of dollars. The interdependence between companies is so tight that a single supplier's delay can affect dozens of other businesses and thousands of workers. From engineers and assembly line workers to truck drivers and warehouse staff, everyone feels the impact of a single missing part. It's a vivid example of just how fragile the global economy can be. The world's supply chains are more interconnected than ever, and even a small disruption can have far-reaching consequences. The failure of one small component, something as tiny as a microchip, can halt an entire industry in its tracks. It's a stark reminder of how much modern manufacturing depends on every single part arriving on time. That's the reality automakers face today. a world where the delay of a single supplier can trigger a chain reaction, affecting companies, workers, and economies around the globe. Honda's shutdown is just one example of a global crisis. Every major automaker, Ford, GM, Volkswagen, Toyota, has slashed production due to chip shortages. Some build cars without certain features, promising to add them later. Others park unfinished vehicles in massive lots waiting for chips. Even industry leaders like Toyota have been forced to cut production. The shortage affects luxury and economy brands alike. This isn't a regional issue, it's a worldwide supply chain failure. The entire auto industry is feeling the pain. The chip shortage isn't just a corporate problem, it hits workers and buyers hard. Factory shutdowns mean lost wages and job uncertainty for thousands of auto workers. Suppliers and truck drivers also feel the impact as operations slow down. Communities built around car plants suffer as local businesses lose customers. For buyers, fewer new cars mean higher prices and long waits. Dealers have little inventory, and discounts are gone. Some even add extra fees. Many families are priced out of the new car market, turning to used cars, which are also more expensive. The shortage has made buying a car more difficult and costly for everyone. Car makers aren't just waiting for the crisis to end, they're adapting fast. They're redesigning components to accept chips from multiple suppliers, making systems more flexible. Companies are stockpiling critical parts, moving away from just-in-time inventory. Automakers are prioritizing their most profitable models, cutting back on less popular cars. Some are investing directly in chip manufacturing or forming deeper partnerships with suppliers. These changes are costly but necessary to prevent future disruptions. The industry is rethinking its entire approach to supply chains. The goal: build resilience and avoid another crisis like this. Governments now see the chip shortage as a national security issue. The US and Europe are investing billions to boost domestic chip production and reduce reliance on Asia. Laws like the CHIPS Act in the US and the European CHIPS Act aim to bring more manufacturing home. Building new chip factories takes years, so these efforts won't solve the immediate crisis. In the meantime, car makers and chip makers must work together to manage shortages. The solution requires coordination between industry and government. The road to recovery will be long, but these steps offer hope for a more secure future. Ensuring a steady chip supply is now a top priority for economies worldwide.